Welcome to European Srebrenica in Bosnia. It is inside the Republic. I'm calling for the dissolution of the Republic of Srpska. It would be very good to be in Bundesland Drin. And it's a very nice place actually. It's a bit like Hallstatt or some of the Austrian Alpine villages. It has a tradition of salt mining, of silver mining, like many of the Tyrolean villages in the Austrian Alps. And you see the spirit is very well incorporated. You see here the mosque and the church. I will show you some of these beauties here during this day. You see this is the central mosque and the central church. It's a very multi-ethnic place. There's people of all religions living here. And here, this is a beautiful church here. It reminds me a bit on Attersee with this elevated position. It's very beautiful. Here you see the mosque as well, very beautiful. And I'm here now for this beautiful day to show you a bit of that city. It makes, to be honest, quite a poor impression to me in many of the aspects. It's not a very rich place, and that's why I'm calling for NATO membership, EU membership, the euro. That's of course the logic of helping countries and having a good currency. The Bosnian mark is not bad, and because it is back to the euro, it's basically the survivor of the German mark. That was the idea after the war. But of course, NATO-backed security would be the best. And I'm walking a bit and talking you through this city. I will show you later the memorial, but I decided first to show you that beautiful part of Srebrenica itself. It's a very beautiful city. And there's a lot of Austrian heritage. It's a bit Austrian here in many aspects. In 40 years, Srebrenica was administered by the Austrian state. It was, of course, you know, they never knew exactly what to do with it, and they were fighting between the Hungarian and the Austrian part to discuss, and it was basically militarily governed, and later by the Ministry of Finance. This is the reality of the past. It was yesterday a good discussion with some of the young people. They speak English. When I came very late from Novi Pazar, they told me where the apartment is, and they were very nice. And I discussed with them about the future. They say they are patriots and they want to stay here, they want to live in Srebrenica, they like it. And I explained to them that their future most likely will be in Vienna and in Germany, because there's simply much better opportunities here. And so I think it's very good to be in this beautiful country in 2022. There's a lot of police here in this place, and of course it's a very big week, and I make some advertisement for tourism, and I show you that beautiful city as I see it. It's very nice. This is some of the public administration building, and here it is. I like it. There is probably more official visits coming on. And here this is the market entry, and over there is the Austrian house, and that's the main symbol of Srebrenica when you enter. This is very beautiful and I like it. Here you see the traffic coming in. That's basically the whole of Srebrenica. It's a valley, a mountainous valley. It's not very big city. It is honestly needs a lot of. Here's the Austrian part. I will show you in a second. This is the symbol of Srebrenica, the most important entry point of peace and reconciliation, of understanding. And I will show you in a second as well. And I will show you also some of the poverty of this beautiful place. Because what we need, you know, we cannot continue like this, that we somehow neglect the places and then or we come for ceremonies. And you know, we never forget, but never forget must be something concrete, yeah, to give the people some new perspective, yeah, and some longer term future to also really have a future in this actually very beautiful mountainous resort, because that is what Srebrenica is. It's a typical Bosnian European mountain resort. You see here, it's unfortunately not so developed, yeah. Because why? Because of course there was a lot of destruction and a lot of poverty. You see here when you look inside, still a lot of things ruined. Of course, there is some investment now to improve the situation, but we are now in 2022. We are no longer in the year whatever 99 or 2008. Yeah, we could in some years then say, okay, we are in 2222 and still not massively improved things, and I think that's quite negative. Yeah, so I'm calling for a new approach towards Bosnia, towards cities like this. They cannot be just memorial points. Yeah, we really need economic development and perspective. Yeah, the future is concrete. Yeah, young people, like I talked yesterday, they want to live, they want to work here. Of course, you know, the Austrian labor market can basically absorb all the people from Srebrenica and all Bosnians in the future. I'm confident. Yeah, but is this really what we want? That everybody here comes from moves to Austria? Is this the future we have for the Bosnians in Europe? I say we should invite them to join the European Union, to have the EU candidate status and have a clear perspective here in the future. Hello, and have a clear perspective as an EU candidate country, to not to condition things on election reforms like some people do, but to have a clear future inside the European Union. You see, this is, for example, not so complicated investment for us. Some cultural palace or some shopping center, you know, that's, you know, when I'm honest, it's a very nice place. Yeah, it's very sunny and it's beautiful. You see the old administration building. That's probably the most famous building from the Austrian times. I would estimate that this is typical like the Sarajevo building, because Austria in these 40 years they have done some investments. Actually, it was, I'm not defending all track record of Austria, because there's many things Austria did wrong, but at least the fundamental infrastructure in terms of roads and in terms of water infrastructure, public buildings, schools, and they were done. And here, this is typical Gründerzeit, Belle Epoque building of that time, to ensure there is a clear administrative capacity in these countries and this country. And this was done. It was expensive. It was also necessary. It was done very well. And here, I think it's absolutely necessary to have a European flag. Do you see a European flag? I'm really, you know, the more I go through this Bosnian Serb territories, and also in Serbia proper yesterday, I don't see European flags. Yeah? That's not so good. That's the SDR party. In Novi Pazar, it's the same name. They had at least a European flag. I was very happy about that one. But here is a bit too less Europe for me. And that's something we definitely need to change. Yeah, that's my first impression going through Srebrenica. I will show you the other part now as well. It's a very beautiful city. I'm very happy here and I like it very much. But the people will not have a great future if we neglect the EU candidate status, postpone it further, if we don't give them NATO security and also full membership. Yeah, because luckily the Bosnians here live safely, contrary to the Bosnians in Serbia. And I have made many calls for that one already. So I'm calling again for Srebrenica to be in Europe and for fast-track NATO and EU membership of that beautiful country, and for a major development package from the side of the European Union for Srebrenica and for all Bosnia in terms of infrastructure. Coming here is not easy. It's a lot of work. Also in Serbia, the infrastructure is a disaster, and I'm calling for a better infrastructure for the Balkans and for a serious European effort to reconstruct and integrate the Balkans in the European Union. Thanks a lot here from the Obstina of Srebrenica. I recommend you to visit. It's a beautiful town. It has a tragic legacy, but it has a great future in the European Union. Thanks a lot. Bye.